Alright, hello guys and gals. Today we're gonna, this is my first tutorial by the way from Paint.net. I hope you can, you already installed it because I don't think I'm going to do a tutorial on how to install it. But let's just begin with the simple things. So today we're gonna talk about the line and the shape tool. So the line tool is pretty simple. By the way, layers. Layers are also very simple, you know. Let's say add a new layer, we add a new layer. And let's draw a simple line in it. We can change the brush width, which is the line width. You can also curve it a little bit using those points. We have two types of curves, the Bezier curve and the spline curve. Bezier curve is nice if, for example, if you want to connect like two, perhaps, you know, document like objects. Also can make spaghetti noodles with it, which is nice. It's impossible with, you can make spaghetti noodles with spline too, but they look more realistic with the Bezier curve. Those are basically different types of curves. We can change the style. Let's say if we want an arrow, so with like dashes, so we change one of the ends to an arrow and another one to a filled arrow, and then we got our line. We can choose a type of filling, what texture was this kind of, I think this is some sort of a texture, but personally I don't really use it that often. It's not really useful. We want a texture. You can use some other tool we're gonna talk about in the future, but if you want to make it kind of sphery and more fake, this is how you do it. This looks horrible. I don't want it anymore. Let's get rid of this. So ugly. No, I'm not going to. This is so goddamn. I can't even. Who the heck thought up that somebody would use such an ugly tool? Spheres. Okay, so you draw our first arrow. Say made it a little bit normal. Okay, bam. We can make it a little bit more curved. Okay, next thing. Let's draw a colored curve, or a colored line that's curved. Maybe a straight line that's colored. Let's draw a red one. It's that simple. Just change the colors. The color is here. You can change the colors all the way you want. It's really simple. Just change kind of this bit here and make it rounded. There we go. Okay, what we do next? So we have like this part 2 of this episode number 1. We're gonna talk about shapes. By the way, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask them in the comment section. I try to read it every time I've got a new comment, so don't forget about that. We added a new layer, by the way. If you want to rearrange your layers, basically the lower the layer is on this list, the more in the background it is, if you get what I'm saying. If, for example, you have it on your front, it's always gonna be overlaid over anything that's in the back. Is gonna be in the back. Everything that's in the front is gonna be laid over it. So let's go with our shape tool. Let's draw a nice little square. Basically hold the mouse button to like make it bigger and smaller and rotate it. You can also, there are 3 types of squares you can draw. Let's change our basically a secondary color. So we have like 2 colors here. We have a primary and a secondary. Usually the primary is used, but sometimes when, for example, an object has an outline and a inside that's colored, the secondary color is the inside. So let's draw. So let's let's change the color of the inside to yellow. Okay, so it looks nice. And also a square. We can have a square that's just basically the outline. We have a square that's filled, and we have a square that's filled, and we have an outline. It's really nice when you like a nice little tool. That's what we can do also. Oh, there's also quite a bit of shapes. You can do cutouts, which is basically like, you know, what's a cutout is. So example, yeah, draw a nice little character. Or by the way, let's use a line tool to draw a little character over here. Nice little, oh, maybe the pencil tool. Simple draw like pixels. Individual pixels. A really simple tool, doesn't change that much from the original paint. The brush tool, which is like pencil, but you can change the thickness and hardness. Hardness basically, if you go up with 100%, it's very hard and it kind of colors with not that much of a gradient between the middle and the outside. And when you change it to 0, it's more like a, it's really reminiscent of a paint can, actually. You can use it, I guess, to do things, maybe like smoke in your pictures. That would be useful. By the way, you can change anti-aliasing. If you disable anti-aliasing on the paintbrush tool, it basically goes nuts. The hardness doesn't do anything because the anti-aliasing tool basically creates like intermediate pixels. It kind of creates like a gradient when you do it. When it's disabled, it can only color with like one color. So you got, let's say, black and white in the background, and then you enable it. It creates kind of this gray or alpha or invisible, half invisible like pixels in between. So it has like a smoother transition. You can also have like various blending modes. Those are much more complicated. I'm not going to get into it in this tutorial. They work better when you have like different colors. So additive, color burn, test them out yourselves. They can be definitely used to do things, but what things I do not know. I suggest also making the override as your default, because it's the most useful in my opinion. Okay, so we get rid of this. It's painted over, so it's invisible technically, and draw our character with a, I don't know, maybe use the shape tools, bam, and make it a little bit thinner. A nice little guy. There we go, nice little legs, a pair of legs. One of them is broken because reasons. Oh, he has a spaghetti noodle instead of a leg. There we go. And oh, by the way, when you press Ctrl and Z, Control is basically that key that's in the lower left part of edge of the keyboard. It's actually spells C, T, or L, which is short for Control, if you don't know. Okay, nice little pair of arms. Maybe a little bit of like a fingers. This is how we used to draw fingers in primary school. Yep, very realistic. And also, well, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Also, more like shapes. You can draw pentagons, you can draw arrows, you can draw rounded rectangles. Those are very useful. And you can also draw like other things like hearts. Let's draw some hearts, some black hearts, some white hearts. There we go, nice and cool. Maybe some red hearts because reasons. There we go, how nice. Oh, jolly gay, you're jolly good, sorry. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something. What can I say also? Oh, by the way, if you want to use, so you can see, I draw like different kinds of shapes, different colored shapes, without changing anything. So now I'm pressing the right mouse button, and it uses the primary color to fill the inside, and the secondary color to draw the border, when you draw it using my left mouse button, it uses the primary color to draw the border and the secondary to draw the middle, to fill in the middle. So just like this. But we're gonna talk about other tools in the next episode. Bye. I hope you learned something, by the way. I would really be happy if you subscribe, but I'm not going to beg for subs because I'm not a peasant. Bye.